Alright, Mama. Let me get you in here and show you what I got going on today. So, we're working on the gauge, the gas gauge for the Fairlane. Got the tank dropped. Got the, this is the gas gauge, this is the sending unit. So, it goes in the tank, something like that. That all the way down should be empty, and then as it raises up should be full. So what I'm going to do is I got my test lead hooked underneath to the gas gauge sending wire. I'm going to turn the key on, and I'm going to hook this other red wire to this, to right there, and raise that up and see how it shows on the gauge. Kind of get an idea of how far does that float have to go up to show full. So when we filled it up, all that it would hold, it was showing a half a tank. So that either tells me that this is hitting the top of the tank, or I'm not 100% sure. Gotta check it out and see what's going on. So let me see if I can get you set up and get you in there. Alright, Mama, as you can see, the gauge is on empty, well, you should be able to see it. I'm gonna raise this float all the way up, and we'll watch it go up. These gas sending units, they work off ohms resistance. And I haven't put my meter on it, but one way is going to be more resistance, one way is less. Alright, you can see that it went all the way to the full mark. So right here is what I'm working. Get you turned around. So I've got it held all the way up. All the way down is going to be empty. But see, I don't know exactly how it's going to set in the gas tank. So now I've got to put it back inside and see how it sets. Alright, Mama, let me get you in here. So, the Fairlane, the gauge, I had drawed out 11 gallons. I put 11 gallons back in it, and as you can see, the gauge goes up to just a little over, I guess you'd call it, well, it's about, I'd call it 3/8 of a tank, because middle way is half. But the temp gauge, the car runs cool. It's got electric fan, and it's got the MSD computer, blah 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 on it. But right here, that thing, you would think that hot water pushing through by there would work that sensor, but it won't. And the sensor works because I checked it. But anyway, we got some stuff that is highly recommended for the lifter tick. Liquid moly hydraulic lifter additive. So I called the engine builder this morning, and he said put something in it, you know, some type of additive, and get it out on the interstate and run it, you know, for like at 70 miles per hour, and that should pump that lifter up, because it's pumped up enough that it's hitting, it's not skipping, so it's not wiped out, there's not a lobe knocked off the cam. But anyway, I'm gonna put this stuff in, we're gonna try it out. Mama, looks like we nailed it. Technically that's the full mark. Some of them might go all the way over to the F, but technically that's the full mark. have to order speedometer gear to make that right. And the temp gauge works when the engine's not running, when the hot water settles around it, but it's not working when the water flows. I don't know. All right, Mama. We drove it probably about 60 miles. And you can hear the lifter still ticking. But that's not the bad news. Bad news is that piece of chrome somehow blowed out of that groove. And we went back and looked for it, couldn't find it. So that's something else that it needs now. The only way to get that groove in is to pull the windshield, because it's made like it's got a curve on the back like a J. But the car done really good everywhere else. Oh well.